If you thought about buying a Kreg track saw or did buy one, well, you'll notice that they have a couple of products that they recommend to go along with it. The question you have to ask yourself is, should you own it? Hello folks, let me start off by saying that if you are a subscriber to our free woodworking newsletter, then this video premiered there first, which is an advantage to being a member. Now, for the rest of you that didn't, I'm going to be talking about the Kreg Ripp Guides and the Kreg Parallel Guides. And let me just say that I am not told or paid by my sponsors to talk about a product. So my views do not necessarily reflect theirs. But with that being said, here's the video. Hello folks, well recently McFeely's has let me borrow the use of the Kreg track saw. And I did a video not too long ago comparing the Kreg to the Festool track saw. At the end of that video, I said with the Kreg system, there are some accessories that you can purchase to add on to the track saw system, which will make it more precise and faster in use. Well, do they? I've had time to play with these, and in this video, I'm going to tell you my personal thoughts on each one of them. All right, the first product up is the Kreg Parallel Guides. Now, I actually really liked this, and here's what it is essentially. It is a tape measure, and each one of these goes into your track on the saw. All right, so there's one. Here's the other one. Tighten them up. You can position them wherever you want based on the length of the piece of wood you have. And what it does is it takes into account the width of the track, and then you set your tape measures. So let's say that I want to cut some sheet goods at 14 inches. So I'll put that on there, 14 inches, lock it in. And now I'm going to bring up a board. Let me bring a board up here. I like to have a couple of sacrificial scrap boards to put down first so I don't cut into my tabletop. And let's say that this is the piece that I want to cut. And so you can then put your track on here, have the tape measures hook the end, and I know from this edge to here it's 14 inches. I can put my saw on and make the cut. So this is great if you have to make multiple pieces of the same size. And in my case, I was building a bar for a customer, and I wanted all the side pieces to be the same, and this was the perfect system for it because I could set my measurement and put it down on the piece of plywood and cut multiple pieces out of that one big sheet of plywood. But then when I put it together, everything was crooked and out of square, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, here's what happened. One of these tape measures I must have had off just a tad, like maybe a 32nd. And after I make my cut and I work off of that edge, by 4 cuts into it, I am now off by 1/8 of an inch. So to prevent that, here's what I suggest. Use your tape measure and make your measurement first on your sheet good. Place your track on there right to your pencil marks that you know are precise, and then go back and set and lock in the tape measures for the parallel jig. Then you know it's going to be right every single time you use it and work with it. All right, so I really liked this product. Let me show you the next one. All right, the next one that's up is the Kreg Ripp Guides. Again, it's a system where you have a measurement on here, a ruler if you will, and it slides into the track just like the parallel guides. Now the parallel guides are set up for making multiple cuts of larger pieces, and this is primarily set up to make smaller pieces. So the first thing I have is I have the standoff gauge here, and so depending on the thickness of the material that you're working, you're going to want to set it for that. So I'm working with about 1/4 inch material, so I'm going to set that there, lock it in. And let's say that I want to rip a bunch of 2-inch strips. So again, I will set this at 2 inches. This one is already set up. And then once again, I would bring my plywood in, put this on here to where the bottom here, it's set up. And again, it takes into account the width of the track. And so this edge is going to go against my plywood. And let's just simulate a cut. I'll just pretend like with my pencil. I'll put that on there. And then I remove it. And you can see I'd have a 2-inch cut going all the way down. Well, here's why I don't really like this. First of all, I'm not going to cut with this on my bench like this. I have to put some support underneath it so I don't cut into my tabletop. I want to put a couple sacrificial boards in. Now I have to set these standoffs to account for all of that. Now some would say, oh, well, Chad, what happens if you hung it off of the side of your bench? That way you could cut the strips. Well, you have the weight of the saw and everything. By the time you make the cut, it's all going to fall off. So, and you know, even with this on here now, I really don't feel I have great support underneath this for the weight of the saw and everything. I just don't think it's that great. I think this was a rush to market product. They didn't think it all the way through. You can actually achieve doing the same thing by working off of the larger side and using the parallel guides. With this on there, you can set it up and you can rip your consistent 2-inch strips all the way while having the support of the sheet goods. Plus, these Ripp Guides only go to about 13 inches. This, you have a pretty long amount that you can use. And this set and this set cost the same. So really do yourself a favor and buy the parallel guides. I think this out of the two is really a great product. And so there you are. That is my opinion on the parallel guides and the Ripp Guides offered from Kreg. Now, as I said, these are accessories to go along with the Kreg track saw. And if you're building projects that have multiple pieces at the same dimensions, I think this is a great way to go for accuracy and speed. However, before the track saw kind of became the latest fad, I had been building quality furniture for years with nothing more than my trusty old circular saw. And in an upcoming video, I'm going to show you some jigs that you can make or ones that you can purchase that will help give you some excellent results with the circular saw. And one of them is a jig that Kreg offers. So until next time, thank you so much for watching. If you have questions, feel free to write me at woodchoppingtime@gmail.com. I will do my best to answer them for you and help you finish your projects that you're building, because after all, it's my goal to help you become a better woodworker. Until next time, thanks so much and keep on dancing.